So I had an epiphany the other day. 100% of my work currently is in the digital world. About 6 or 7 years ago, I realized I had lost control of my technology. I felt like I was the tool rather than my devices. I started looking for answers, and that's when I was introduced to digital minimalism. For me, digital minimalism is not about using the least amount of technology for the smallest amount of time, but it is about being in charge of my use of technology and not letting the technology control me or my time. So basically, my concept here is to use technology as a tool to get in and out to most efficiently and effectively get my work done and then get back to my life outside of the digital world. With that in mind, I just want to give you a tour of the different areas of technology that I use and how I have them set up so that I'm in charge and not the technology. Let's start with my phone. Okay, welcome to my iPhone 11. Here is the lock screen. Open it up, there is the home screen. As you'll notice, my phone lives in grayscale 90-something% of the time. All I have is my screen time, so I can be very conscious of how much time I'm spending on my devices. Over here, I have weather, and then I have fitness stuff here for easy access. And on the other side, then I have my app drawer. If I need to go find something, I will just search for it. So if I go to Safari right now and try to go to a website, it will go, hey, basically you shouldn't be doing this. Okay, and it backs me out of the app. To do this blocking, I personally use an app called Burnout Buddy. It's free and it does the job well enough for me. Each of the tools on this phone has been thought through intentionally. Now, could I strip this down more? Sure. This is more than the essentials. Now, these tools help me efficiently and effectively get things done, stay out of my way, and just let me get back to my life quickly. Now, just to say it too, if I have a particular need coming up, maybe it's an event, maybe we're gonna be traveling, I will add some additional apps on here so I can actually use my device in a way that works well for the situation. The key is actually then just resetting it back when I'm back home going about my normal life. My goal for my phone is to make it primarily an input device versus a consumption device. And so anytime I have an idea, I need to put something in my calendar, on my to-do list, my phone is my go-to place for doing that wherever I'm at. I also operate with all of my notifications off while I'm working, and then I just have notifications on for text messages and phone calls during non-working hours. Now, I'm a firm believer in living a life that is aligned with your values. So one of the things I do before introducing a new service, technology, new thing into my life is ask, does this align with my values? And is this the best way to support my values? You can see immediately that this is a pretty high threshold for things to pass. If you haven't seen my video on finding your core values, I think this is the first and most important step in living a better life, and I would highly recommend you check it out. I'll leave it linked down in the description. Okay, social media. This has been the biggest question for me over time. I've constantly considered this. Do I want to be on social media? Do I not want to be on social media? How do I want to do that? This is honestly the area I'm the least sure on. So the current situation is I have a Facebook account. Yes, I know I still have a Facebook account. There are 3 reasons why. Number 1 is Facebook Messenger. I know everywhere else in the world, people use WhatsApp, but here in the US, people use text messaging, and in my region of the country, Facebook Messenger for whatever reason. Number 2 is Marketplace. This is the easiest place in my region to buy and sell used items. I live in a small city, so 90-something% of those buy and sell used interactions happen on Facebook Marketplace. And number 3 is the local disc golf group. If you've been around here for a while, you know disc golf is my primary hobby. And I use that group to check if there are leagues and events going on before I go out and play. So if I'm gonna go play by myself, to just have some quiet time, a way to think, I'm not accidentally showing up to a course that's overrun with people. Honestly, I don't even know the last time I felt compelled to scroll through the newsfeed. I have no idea who I'm friends with on there. I probably don't even keep up with most of those people. So could I eliminate Facebook? Yes, I could. Do I want to? A big part of me wants to, yes. But the reality is it's not a distraction for me. It's not taking my time. I'm in control of that interaction. And so I'm okay with having an active account, at least for now. The second social media is Instagram. I accidentally got onto Instagram in 2012 when I downloaded what I thought was a photo editing app, and then I had to post the photo and I didn't know what was going on. Obviously, the platform has changed and grown a lot since then. I used to use Instagram as a networking tool for getting work. I work in the film industry, and so I'd share a project, people I didn't know would reach out, we'd have some connection, and I got quite a few jobs by sharing previous work on Instagram. For whatever reason, this just kind of dried up about 3 years ago, and so I quit posting. And now I'm in this in-between where I don't quite know what to do with this account. I'm currently not posting on it. I don't really want to post more film-related stuff because that sort of dried up. I could post stuff that is related to this and add some extra value in that way, or I could just delete the app. So this one's sitting in the middle. I truly don't know at this point. What I do know though is that it would be a distraction if it were on my phone. So it's currently just on desktop for me. I will check it a couple times a week, do a quick scroll, respond to some DMs, and I'm in and out in like 10 minutes. The third platform I'm on is Reddit. I use this platform to find answers to niche problems that I can't find answers to anywhere else. And of course, if I find something that I have an answer for, I will contribute to that as well. I'm not very enthused about the general vibe of the platform. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of internet trolls, and yeah, the platform itself doesn't align with my values, but I found it very valuable and I enjoy contributing back to that to help other people out. The fourth and final platform I use is YouTube, and it is clearly my favorite platform. I think there's a ton of value to be gained from YouTube and a ton of value to be contributed, so I find it important to contribute and consume on YouTube. However, I will say the more I create, the less I want to consume. I also don't do shorts and I don't use my homepage. I just go to my subscriptions feed where I have a curated list of people that I want to see creating, people that are creating at a very high level, people that inspire me to create better videos. So this platform can be a distraction, but for me, when I use it with intention, which is easy to do, it's a great place to be. I know that even if I deleted all of my other social platforms, I would still be on YouTube. The next one is my Apple Watch. Is this essential for my survival? Absolutely not, but there are two features that I really enjoy about using the Apple Watch. Number one, as a fitness and sleep tracker. The fitness tracking is a lot of fun for me. I like to just keep track of that stuff and look at trends over time. The part that feels much more important to me is the sleep tracking part. I've noticed that when I average less than 7 hours and 15 minutes of sleep per night over a week, my well-being starts to suffer pretty dramatically. And so I can keep an eye on that. If I'm getting close to that, I can make sure that I'm getting some extra sleep. Essential? No. Helpful? Yes. The second benefit that I really enjoy about the Apple Watch is not needing to tote my phone around with me. I just operate off the watch if I'm anywhere at home. If I were to do it all over again, I would probably get the cellular version, so I could literally just leave my phone behind, not worry about it. I think this is actually one of the best tools for really being a digital minimalist and not being distracted. Okay, let's move on to the desktop setup. For me, this is a place to get work done and to manage and store files. So that's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, welcome to my desktop. So as you'll notice, I keep my desktops very clean. Each file on the computer is organized and accessible. I don't dump things in my downloads folder or on my desktop. To make this as easy as possible, I have my browser set up to ask me where to download the files each time, rather than automatically dumping them in the downloads folder. The most important thing here is that I just have quick access to the tools I need to get my work done, and everything else stays out of the way. So notifications, similar to my phone, stay off throughout this whole process. Do not disturb is on most of the time. So I operate with two different systems. Basically, I have the Google Drive type system that I operate for most word processing and the types of things most people do on their computers. And then I functionally have built an enterprise level server to manage the business side of things for me. That includes the video production, all of the assets. I have hundreds of terabytes of footage that I've shot for clients over the years. Now, why don't I just get rid of that stuff and be a real minimalist and keep it really small? Well, basically, clients over time will come back to you and go, hey, can we do some additional edits and build a new video with assets we already created? And so by keeping these assets around, it's allowed me to make a lot of additional money from clients over the years. Now, one of the things that running a video production company has taught me is how valuable some of your data can be. For you, this could be pictures, important documents, all that type of stuff. Having backups of this is very important because if you lose some of those things, there can be real world consequences. For everyone, I would recommend something called a 3-2-1 backup method. It's basically 3 copies of the data on 2 different types of media. In one of those is offsite somewhere. So the first copy is on your device. So that could be your phone, your laptop, whatever that is. The second copy would be purchase an external hard drive of some sort. There are 2 basic types right now. One is a solid state drive. If you don't have a ton of data, I would recommend one of those. 1 terabyte is a lot of data if you're just doing some documents, a few photos, maybe a few videos. Solid state hard drives are very fast and very durable over time, and so this is a great second copy. If you have a lot of data that you need to store and speed isn't super important, I would recommend a spinning external hard drive like this. Basically, these are cheaper and larger, but they are a lot slower. The third copy would be for the most important data. The simplest way to do this would be something like Google Drive, but we obviously have a limited amount of storage there. And so if we don't want to pay for something, maybe it's just your most important photos and documents there. If you do want to pay for something, you can use the paid versions of Google Drive or Dropbox, or one I used for years was called Backblaze. It's relatively inexpensive and you can back up a computer with a hard drive plugged into it. Everything can go up there, and if it ever needs recovered, they will send you a drive with it. You can just ship it back to them. Until I built my own enterprise system, Backblaze was how I backed up all of my stuff off-site. Now, another option would be you could just buy a duplicate of that solid state hard drive or your spinning drive and just give that to someone else that you trust. In regards to the data itself, I prefer to not clog up my system with a bunch of files that I don't need. So if it's a Word document or something I don't need, I'm just in the habit of getting rid of it. For photos, I will just go through and pick the ones that I really like and get rid of like the 7 or 8 I shot at the same time and just keep the one. So that's how I do digital minimalism, at least in 2025. You can see the most gray area for me still is social media. Very much on the fence with that, except for YouTube. I love this platform. Let me know down in the comments what digital minimalism means to you, what you do in your system that helps you be intentional about the things in your digital life. Thanks so much for hanging out today, and we will see you in the next one.